Hey guys, just wanted to touch base. I know I kind of left a little abruptly um, talking about winter blues and some seasonal depression, and just wanted to touch base on that a little bit further. I don't have too much more to say, just really working on staying positive, really focusing on what I am grateful and the things that I can control, and really just making sure that like I bring positivity to each day, and understanding that it's okay to sometimes not be 100%, but also reaching out to people and talking about it, because there were a couple days where I didn't want to talk about it and I tried to just cover it up and I tried to act like everything was okay. Um, and it wasn't. And like some people could notice, they might tell by my attitude. My husband could tell when I didn't want to leave the house for a few days. And one morning I woke up and we had plans to go skiing for multiple days, and I woke up in the morning and I was fuming and I was like, I'm not going. And up until about 15 minutes before we needed to leave, like I wasn't sure that I was going to go. But he had kind of said to me that, it upsets me because we were going to do this last year. Um, and we didn't go. And now we've had these plans for multiple days, and now you want to cancel last minute. And that kind of hit home to me, like this doesn't just affect me anymore, it affects him as well. So I went skiing, and I think like all the fresh air and like actually enjoying it. So I hadn't skied since I was probably about 14, 15, maybe 16. I didn't ski very late into having a license, and I may have tried snowboarding at that time, so it could have been like 14, 15 that I skied. And I guess I was just kind of nervous. I know last year I definitely was nervous, being the heaviest I had ever been and being in the worst shape of my life, to this year being the best shape of my life. Like I felt a little bit better about it, but I was kind of nervous. Um, had a great time. I am actually a better skier now than I was when I was in high school. So that definitely helped. And I know I had talked about in the past, like how I was coping with it. I had a lot of time spent drinking or using alcohol and food as a coping mechanism, and now that is not something I'm interested in doing. Just wanted to talk about that. Um, I don't think that I never needed to do it. I chose to use that as a coping mechanism. Looking back again, I definitely probably drank more than was healthy, definitely more than what doctors recommend. I think I might have a little bit of like, I don't know. I was just not a healthy person. I lived for the weekends, and I was most interested in like where I was going out, who I was going to see, what outfit I was going to wear, which wasn't so much fun at the end when nothing fit me anymore. But I lived for the weekend, and there was really nothing else that I cared about. I smoked for several years, which my family history, it's surprising that I would even touch those, but I started smoking when I was about 16, and I smoked my last cigarette December 26, 2017. So I have been smoke-free for over a year, and I feel great. There's just a lot of things that I am having to face a little more head-on this year than I've ever had to face. So training has definitely taught me how to cope with all aspects of my life. So yes, it's hard, and yes, sometimes I'm hungry, and yes, sometimes I get hangry and it affects my mood. But I think that the seasonal winter stuff is really like, I'm just having to learn how to cope with it rather than just like pushing it to the side. So that's where I am with that. Feeling great. We just got home from dinner at my parents' house. My dad grilled the steak because, as I've said before, it's super nice here in Minnesota this weekend. It's like 45. Oh my gosh. Can it just be summer? um, so yeah, my dad cooked us steak. We were with my brother and his fiance and their daughter, and it was just nice to spend some time with the family. And now Joe is hopefully on the way home. He is the worst at Minnesota goodbyes. He went and picked up our dog from my mother-in-law, so that's where we are as far as prep. I know that I have a video that should be coming up talking about my check-in this morning, so stay tuned. So this morning when I weighed myself, I was down 2.2 pounds versus yesterday's only being down 0.4 pounds. So I'm not sure if like yesterday I was really stressed and holding on to water retention. I had worked out in the morning, so my body could have still been holding on to some of that stuff. But I didn't let it affect my day. I kept going, followed my macros to a T. Enjoyed a little movie night with my neighbor. So she came over and we watched Spice World. And then my husband and I made like a broccoli shrimp bowl. He basically had like fried rice. I made like a homemade fried rice, so it's obviously not like everything, but and then I put a little fresh ginger on there. It was so good. So we did that last night. Got a great night's sleep. I think we were in bed by like 9:15. So got up this morning and I wasn't sure what the scale was going to say, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I do weekly check-ins regardless. For me, like, yes, I can get upset with what the scale says, but I'm not going to quit doing my meal plan and I'm not going to quit what I'm working towards. So like, there's no point in getting upset about it anymore. There's just like, okay, what did I do last week that's different from the week before? Because obviously, whatever I switched, you know, if I tried a different food that week, maybe my body responded differently to it. Or if I didn't get enough sleep, or if I didn't drink enough water, like those things can all be factors into water retention, holding different weights, especially like yesterday to today. I'm thinking there was maybe a little water retention. Yesterday I drank over a gallon of water. I probably was right around 160 ounces. And I got all of that in before like 8:30. And then I didn't drink anything after 8:30 because obviously I was going to bed. And a majority of that gallon was during the day because after 5 p.m. I don't like to drink a ton of water. Otherwise I'm up throughout the night going to the bathroom. And that's just frustrating to me. So that is what I did yesterday. So I'm going to keep drinking my water, keep everything lubricated. But I'm just super excited that I have a good check-in this week. And it makes me feel a lot better about like yesterday, like, hey, maybe today is really low, but also like maybe there was a little like yesterday something was going on. My body was doing some weird things. That's why I always say don't weigh yourself every day. Of course, like I do a couple different things being a health and wellness coach and training where I check in 2 times a week, but I do them back to back. And I planned that out strategically so that I wouldn't be like, oh, on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to find out what I weigh. And then on Thursday, I'm going to have to weigh myself again. I do them like where I either check in on Thursday or Friday and then Saturday. So there's not a lot of time between. And I don't know, for me, I just like doing that better because in my head, it's kind of like, oh, it's check-in time. Boom, boom, done. So this morning, I'm going to go do some cardio. And then I will probably go do legs once I close up the nutrition club. Definitely want to get a leg pump in. But like I said yesterday, my workouts were a little bit goofy. Going into the week because of New Year's. We went out and celebrated, and I did not get up the next day to work out because I was up until 2. So I'm going to go do I'm gonna go do my cardio.